Well, hello again, welcome back. Today's going to be a mixture of things. So hopefully there's something of value for everyone. First, I want to talk about my Lemon Pie Cobbler video, and I'll leave a link. Hopefully it works. I've been having trouble with my links, but I will leave a link there and down below for the Lemon Pie Cobbler video. Now, y'all gotta give me some grace here, okay? I am not a professional filmmaker. I don't do this for a living, and it's usually at the last minute when I'm doing something and I decide to bring y'all along to share. I don't script it, none of that. So I do make mistakes. I'm human. So please give me some grace on that. I did make a mistake in the Lemon Pie Cobbler video. I made two, but one I caught and put the amount, typed it on there so you could see it. I also put the ingredients in the description box, and I have been asked so many times, but they are in the description box, and I will put them also in this description box. What I'm also going to do, so I'm going to take a picture of this, mostly just the ingredients part, so it doesn't get too busy on the screen. I will take a picture. I'm going to put that picture up here, and I'll do that right after this. That way you can stop the video and write down the ingredients if you're unable to see the ingredients in the description box, but they'll be there too. So here's the recipe, and again, it's amazing. I love it, and I've heard a lot of comments of other people that did. Some people did not read the description below and have made it, and they put in too much buttermilk because that was the second mistake. I said 2 cups, but it was 1 cup for a single recipe. This recipe will show you the correct amount, so please, if you wrote down that recipe, double check it against this just to make sure that you've got the right quantities. So we're going to stop for a minute, let you do that. Another thing I wanted to talk about today is buying in bulk. And you have to buy what works for you, the size of your family, how much storage you have, and what you can afford. I like to buy in bulk because we live an hour away from the grocery stores. It doesn't make sense to run into town if you don't have something. So usually we do without, we eat something else, whatever, but it's important for me to have stored food, and buying it in bulk is less expensive for me. That being said, how do you store it? So today I'm going to kind of go over a few of those. Number one, when you can find meats at a good price, but also the kind that you want to eat, that's when I buy them. And of course, Brian and I aren't going to eat this whole thing in a short amount of time. But this is chicken thighs, which we eat a lot of. And it's all natural, no added salt, none of that stuff. But it also says hatched, raised, and harvested in the USA, which is important to me because I don't want something that's hatched, raised here and sent overseas to be harvested and then sent back. This is not. So I'm willing to pay a little more for that because it's a quality thing. So, I mean, this has 8 chicken thighs in it. I need to put some of those away. I vacuum seal all of them. And I have a Weston. I love my Weston. I have burnt up so many food savers, it's not funny. because if you're doing food storage, you tend to use it a fair amount, and it doesn't recover quickly, and then it stops sealing the right way, and yeah, so I gave up on Food Saver. I bought the Weston, and I've been happy. It was a little bit of a learning curve because there's things you have to do, but they're not hard, and it has been very reliable. I think I've had it 4 or 5 years. I'm not even sure. It's been a while. And I've had it long before all these other people say, oh, you know, you need... No, they told me I was crazy when I said I bought it, but I did my research, and so that's why I bought this one. Also because a lot of these components, these seals, this strip, fuse, a lot of things are replaceable, and you can do it yourself. You order a part for a very little amount, and you're not buying a new machine. I'm going to seal a couple of these chicken thighs and show you how I do that. Alright, so I already made some bags, and I did this from a roll, but if you have the pre-made, you can do those too. This machine lets you do any of them. And I put 2 to a package because that's what we'll eat. And I do keep a paper towel handy for wiping my hands off. And I mean, it's no big deal. You put the 2 in there, down at the bottom. You lay the bag so that it hangs over inside the tray. And for mine, you have to press on both corners. Make sure it's pressed down completely. Press start. Now, because these are not frozen, I wait till I see it's got all the air out, and then I press manual seal, because that can interfere with the seal. But there you go. Most of you probably already know this, but I'm sure that there's some, and I know that there's some I've seen questions. The other thing on the Weston that I like is I can adjust how long it takes to seal, so that if it's too hot or not hot enough, I can adjust that. And I can also pulse it if I want to do that. So just some more options. Okay, so I've got 3 packages of chicken thighs, 2 apiece. Really important, make sure that you don't see any air leaking in, because sometimes there's a gap and somewhere, it could be a pinhole somewhere, you never know. So just look and make sure that it's not leaking air, and label it, what it is and the date you put it up. Now these will go in the freezer. And of course, if you're handling raw meat, especially poultry, be sure and wash your hands well. Buying in bulk, if you can find it, is a really good thing. It's a way to try things, and it's a way to get, they usually have fast turnover at our store, so it's a way to get fresher than maybe in the boxes and bags on the shelves. And there's also things you can try. Now, the store that I go to is called Winco, and it's not everywhere, but if you have it, you might want to check it out. For a while, last year and the beginning of this year, you could not go in and package your own bulk because of the virus. Y'all know what that is. So that was disappointing, because I like going through the aisles and seeing what they got. But today they had it opened back up, and I saw something that caught my eye, and that is dried okra. And that one's broken, but you get the idea. I really like this, but if I had to buy a big package, I probably wouldn't. It's $10 a pound, but I'm going to tell you it weighs nothing. So it didn't, I think it was about $3 for this amount, but it really is tasty. crunchy. It just kind of flakes apart in your mouth. But I love okra, so, and this just is good. It's got the flavor and it's got this neat crunch. And when you're on keto, you don't always get a lot of that. So I was really excited about this. Another thing that Winco has is they have 5-gallon buckets and they have these lids. Now they look like Gamma Seal. This one's tight. They act like Gamma Seal. This is a different brand. And this is for the 5-gallon, but it's called Twisted Seal Lids. These were really not a bad deal. They didn't have a lot of colors today. I've seen more there before. But I know most of the time you pay $9 up for Gamma Seal. These lids were $7.53 for the 5-gallon size. And that's not bad. I've used them before and they work. When I've got it where I can turn it, there we go. It's not attached to a bucket, so it's kind of hard. But if you haven't used a Gamma Seal or one of these, I highly recommend it. It's so good for food storage. Now, I've already put one, washed it and put it on this 5-gallon bucket. It's red. They had the 2 colors today, so, but that's not a bad price. The 5-gallon bucket, and this is new, and it's food grade, and you can get used ones, and these will fit on them also. But the pails were $5.68. So I went ahead and got 3 of these. Only bought 2 lids because I already had some seals. But that's not a bad price for protecting your food, and this will protect it for your medium to long-term storage. So let's use it. Now, I don't go to Winco all the time. It's a little bit out of my way, and when I'm busy, I just don't get over there. But I made a special trip because I watched Mrs. Lori at Whippoorwill Holler talk about dried or dehydrated hominy. I grew up eating hominy all the time. We always got it in a can. That's the only way I knew it. Usually white, sometimes the yellow. But I love hominy. It's just, to me, it's one of those things growing up. Yeah, it's just something I love. But when I watched Mrs. Lori's video, I learned so many things. First of all, I had never heard of dried hominy. Partly because in South Texas, they call it something else. And that is pozole. I think that's how you pronounce it. Not 100%, but I think it's pozole, which is hominy. I didn't know that until I was looking for it online, trying to find some to use. It was so expensive. You would buy a little 1-pound package and it was, I think most of the time, $6, sometimes $12, $15. For a pound? No, I'm not going to pay that. Especially when I know what hominy is. It's corn that has been processed with an alkali. And a lot of times that's lye. There's other things they can use also, but it's a strong alkaline that they use to process it, and it makes the corn swell and it makes the husk come off of it. And it has other changes to it too. And Mrs. Lori's video is very good and gives a lot of information. So I'm going to tell you to go look that up. But trying to find this online, whether you looked for hominy or pozole, was crazy. And there was no way I was going to pay that. So I started trying to find it in bulk. Even online to do that, the shipping was crazy. So I called my friend that works at this bulk store and asked her, do y'all carry this? And she said, yeah, we're out right now, but yeah, we can order it. So I had her order it for me, and this is 25 pounds at 89 cents a pound. Huge difference from what you pay online. So 89 cents a pound. This came out to $21.18 for this bag. Not bad considering online prices. So if you watched her video and you wanted to try this, but you looked at the prices and thought that's crazy, go find a bulk food store. Now, we don't have Amish stores here. If you do, you might see if they have it or if they can order it. If you have a Winco, again, if they don't have it out, go ask. They will order it for you. At least mine will. And it took a couple days. They brought it in, and there we go. So that is pozole, or dried hominy, and she used it to make hominy. She used it to make cornmeal. She used it to make the masa for tamales. She did a lot of different things with it, so it's a really good video to watch. But this is it, and you should not pay that kind of money for this at all. So I was really excited about that. Now, to store this, because 25 pounds, no, I'm not going to use it in a big hurry. If I'm storing it long term, I get my 5-gallon bucket ready with my gamma lid, and I have Mylar bags that fit these. So if I were doing this long term, I put it in the Mylar bag, put oxygen absorbers or not, try to get the air out, but seal that bag and then seal the gamma lid, and it will keep it long term. This is going to be probably a medium term thing, and so I'm not going to use the Mylar bag. Let's see if I can do this. So that was a 25-pound bag, and I think you can probably see it comes right about to here. So you could probably get a little more in there if you wanted. I'm just going to put that in there. And again, because it's not long-term, I could put bay leaves in here also to help prevent bugs. I haven't had a problem with it here. I don't know if it's because of the dryness. I'm going to grab a couple though. So I'll just drop a couple bay leaves in here on top. Again, I have had no problems with insects, so I don't expect it, but you know, it doesn't hurt to add that. So you twist that on till it's tight. I'm gonna label this and put this in my pantry. Now, if you're saying, okay, I don't use 25 pounds, I don't want to buy 25 pounds, you can also get 2-gallon buckets. And this is an actual Gamma Seal lid. And again, I bought these at Winco, and the bucket was $3.08, and the Gamma lid that fits that is $5.44. So this is another option. If you can just go to the bulk bins and take out what you need, you can store it in a smaller bucket. It will still keep it fresh, keep it safe, And and if you can't handle 5-gallon buckets, is another thing, because some of these get really heavy. So that I can handle. Some of the heavier things, it's kind of hard. So this is also an option if you're not able to handle the weight of that kind of amount. So those are just some of the things that maybe you want to think about. I think food storage is very important. Not for a zombie apocalypse, not for any of that crazy stuff. I think it's important because at any time, something can happen in your life. Get snowed in, flooded out, lose a job, you get sick. There are so many things that can affect your life and make it very difficult if you don't have food already. In our case, it's a distance thing. And again, it can be floods, it can be fires, and it can be snow. And it's been all of those. And my food storage has helped us in every one of those circumstances, and job loss. So I know personally that I will keep it for all of those reasons and more. You don't have to start big. You can start little things and only what you will eat. Don't buy it if you're not going to eat it, because that's just a big mistake. Buy what you like, buy what you'll eat, what you can afford, and what you have space for. So I hope this was helpful. I hope it gave you some ideas. If you learned something today, please go down and hit the subscribe button and that little notification bell next to it. Click that and make sure it says all videos, because there's a couple options there and you won't always get notified if you don't select that. So thank you for watching. God bless, and we'll talk again soon.